Are you drinking a beer?
Yeah, I told you I was going to have a beer this episode. I said last episode. Well, you should have gotten it. I'm starting the show.
No, you're not.
Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love.
Do-do-do-do.
Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Beyonce.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality gaze.
Let's love.
Hear that, everyone? Poodle's back. She got a drink.
I'm not. You
I Poodle had an idea of how he wanted to start the show and
you
everything.
waylaid me.
And I completely, you know what? And I admit it this time. I purposely waylaid you. For my comedic
It might have
benefit.
been one of the best ideas ever.
I don't think it was. Of how you want to start the show.
It's Reality Gaze, B90 Season 6, Episode 11, St. Elmo's Fire, which I performed
You
last show.
did. You performed.
I didn't remember it as well as I thought. It is kind of still in my hands, though.
I'm going to take away perfectionist Poodle. I thought you did really amazing, and I loved it. And so did other sissies, and we enjoy it.
It's only perfection. Every note is perfect.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. We loved it. I was thoroughly impressed.
Okay. Next time I'll do Ice Castles.
No, because it's stuck in my... I don't like that song. I've never seen that movie.
I'm surprised. It seems like it would have been on the Disney Channel.
I've never seen St. Elmo's Fire.
I was somewhere watching St. Elmo's Fire with my cousins. I was too young. Because I
Even
think
you
it
at
was
the time.
about sex.
Maybe I can watch
Here,
them on a plane.
A lot of these movies are early, mid-'80s movies where I was too much of a child
We
to
were too
watch.
young. I mean, we were very young. Hey, Siri, what year did St. Elmo's Fire come out? I'm sorry, I didn't know you were going to talk.
1985.
Oh.
So literally...
So I was 1 and you were 10.
And Andrew McCarthy and Demi Moore.
Oh, Demi Moore. I still love Demi Moore. Can we still love her?
I think we can still love her.
I love
Emilio
her.
Estevez, Rob Lowe.
Oh, Rob Lowe.
This is Brat Pack.
Oh.
Judd Nelson, Ali Sheedy, Andy McDowell, and Mayor Winningham.
Mayor Whittingham. People
Yes.
are screaming at us.
A clique of recent graduates from Georgetown and their adjustment to post-university life.
This
and
is
their
St. Elmo's
responsibility
Fire?
Of adulthood.
Well, I would enjoy that movie. Who knew?
I remember these pictures, these pictures up at the Colony Theater in
I thought
Eastleigh.
it was about a place that had a fire. What's St. Elmo's Fire? I thought something burned down.
St. Elmo's was the bar. They hang
Did
out at
the
their
bar burn down?
This is riveting.
I thought it was about they lived in a place called St. Elmo's or a house, and there was a fire to St. Elmo's.
I don't know if there's a fire.
They should remake this with the Muppets because there's an Elmo. Anyway, we need to move on. Even you're looking at your phone and getting sucked in.
I'm trying to find if there's a fire because I
don't know. I'll watch it.
What is the title? Is it still about the fire?
The fire of yearning to make a difference in the world. The fire that's in your pants when you're in your 20s.
It's not Gino and Jasmine.
Well, on this show, St. Elmo's Fire.
There was no one's fire, but Sheila and David. The fire happened. Not Tyray.
There's no fire.
Statler and Dempsey. They had a fire.
They had a fire. Yeah.
Wow,
That took
riveting.
us too long to get there.
Okay, I'm so sorry. For 3 minutes, our listeners have been ahead of us.
We finished the first episode, and then we went on for 20 minutes and took a break and didn't realize we were still
Oh,
recording.
that's strong.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
I got a beer, just a light one.
Bully for you.
Got my Lost Coast female brewer.
Announcements. Listen to the first half. We're not covering Last Resort, if you have to know. We'll both be watching it, and maybe there's like a goop worthy moment. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But we're not doing excuse me, a full recap of it.
Maybe we'll call it Lost Moments from Last Resort.
No, that'll get you confused.
No, I like it already.
You'll say last moments from Lost Resort.
Lost Moments of Last Resort. Christina, go ahead and make a Chiron.
But
I
if
like
it's
it.
lost moments, why would it be?
Because they're
not
lost to us because we're not covering it, so we're recapturing them in the show.
That makes no sense.
I love it. Cut, print.
There's a reason why you don't handle branding.
Yeah.
Because it's not clear.
It's very clear. Also, we want to remind people that we are going to be doing a Big Brother Corner this episode. Well, Poodle is. I don't watch the show.
Yeah.
So you can look forward to that. Welcome to Plathville, September 5th.
Yes.
On TLC. You can get the first episode on the public feed because we believe in try before you buy.
Try before you buy.
Mm-hmm. And then it's going on
the tattoo right here.
Right there.
Right above.
Mine's on the back.
Right above my abdomen.
Right there.
Try before you buy.
And then under it says, no, really, try it.
No refunds.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's on the back. That's on the back. They turn you over and they go, oh, fuck.
No refunds.
So try it before you buy it. That's going to be the $8 tier. That's available, called the Whole Enchilada tier, which is available on Supercast, Patreon, and Apple subscriptions. Audio is going to get better because of Frankie.
Thank you.
Frank, our new intern, y'all. We have an intern. We're calling him Frank. That's
not
his real name.
We need to protect the innocent.
I want to say he is from, lives in the U.S. He's from Colombia, not because Poodle found him, but because my best friend's from there.
He stowed away in my suitcase.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried people are going to think, that you just got a man
He's still
in.
living there.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, the audio is going to start sounding. We're excited. He's coming over tomorrow. I'm probably going to read us for filth.
He goes to his room. He sleeps in my closet.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Shh. Ixnay on the Ankfrey intern.
Intern day. I'm going to ask this. It's another announcement, too, and I think it's an important one. Mainly because what I've learned about Jake Anthony is he doesn't do things when he needs to. He'll do them when he has to. And I feel like it's going to get worse. Which sissies? We need you to do a spell to get Poodle's neighbor out of his apartment. Please. I keep telling him he needs to contact.
Worse?
Can y'all hear her right now?
I can't hear.
I'm afraid it's going to get worse.
I'm almost immune at this point.
I'm afraid at one point that she's going to sell, not yours, but just her apartment to LACMA, and they're going to build on the extension across the street that they're building just into your building, and you're going to have to live with it.
There'll be a Fandango dance troupe that comes in.
Rotating
Fandango.
exhibit. Yeah, Fandango. So which sissies? Do a spell.
Hobo camp.
Contact Poodle and tell him if you need something like a lock of his hair, he will send it to you.
For a price. The tattoo is here. Try before you buy. So
there you go.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yes.
Right.
Let's just jump in.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
not?
Yeah.
I want to talk about Christian and Cleo. From last week, we had what we thought last week was what things were set up was he asked her not to say what actually happened when they were intimate together.
Mm-hmm.
And
they did not show the text, I have to say.
They did not.
I wish they would have. Maybe they will in the tell-all.
I'm going to say this. I think this was not that I'm minimizing Cleo's pain or anything like this. I think this whole thing, the filming of this was blown out of proportion.
Something about it felt exploitive.
How so? Keep going. What do you mean by exploitive?
In that, like, it's it's almost exploitive in that like I felt a little bit like the production was trying. They wanted to prove
that's
a
where
point
I'm going.
of like how progressed they are, and I feel like sometimes I'm like, are you using Cleo as kind of your sounding board, or what's not Pat? What's the word when you use someone as your amp in cheerleading? You go big,
Megaphone.
Yes,
Like we have
you.
at the live shows.
Megaphone. Yes, yes. Oh, that reminded me of my cheerleading days.
Like when you
Back
you
in
didn't
Lone
have
Grove.
cheerleading
Well, I was
days.
a mascot. They had the megaphones. It's a big year when we could get the megaphones. We had
Cheerleaders
3 of them.
are athletes, though.
Yeah, I was in Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I was.
What did
And
you have
when-
to? What did you
when
have
I,
to?
I could do round-offs in my Longhorn outfit, thank you very much, and cartwheels. The round-offs were better until I pulled kind of my inner thigh, and then I didn't do one of those anymore.
I don't know if I would just classify.
I was considered an
you
athlete.
as a cheerleader.
I got a Letterman jacket. She wanted me to try to cheer, and I said I did it one game, and then I went to Coach
How
Nance.
would your father have taken that?
I didn't tell him. And Coach Nance, my instructor, she said, I really want you to cheer. And I said, look, I can't do I was
You already sing
freshman
and
year. I
dance.
said, I can't do this. Not because of the gay thing. I was like, I got to protect my voice. I can't scream. And it was such a big deal because she wanted me to do it that the choir teacher went and had a meeting with her about why I can't be a cheerleader. And they had a very long discussion.
This is faggotry on parade.
It is.
This is ridiculous.
I just saw, too, that the Starlight Bar is for sale in Ardmore. Gone as an institution. Gone. Where are people going to go?
Is this show related?
Well, I like to help an Ardmore realtor out.
Sometimes.
But yeah,
I
they had
think-
a big meeting
sometimes
about my
I
voice.
think you forget that we don't need to know things that go on in Ardmore because we're not from there.
It was almost just as bad as when my speech teacher felt like we weren't committing enough to speech, and she wanted the kids that were in speech to quit choir because she thought they were conflicting. We didn't know it was really
a coup.
We didn't know it was a big deal. She had a big deal. The choir teacher had to go talk to her parents. Went and talked to her. There was a whole meeting of like 10 people, and it was all because she was upset that the choir teacher didn't want to do any musicals anymore because she wanted to direct a musical.
So it was all self-involved.
A little bit. Anyway, but I finally
this is
worked.
absurd.
I finally worked. And I said it was a middle. We had a break.
None of this should have been able to been allowed to go on.
She's still my
at this
favorite teacher,
institution.
Mrs. Kurtz, my favorite teacher. by
Someone
far.
should have stepped in.
I professed my love to her and told her, "I love you. I'm devoted to you." Like
Like a cult leader?
Yes. And then she said, "Okay, I'll continue." And then she finished honors English class.
We need to move
You
on.
asked. You asked.
You started talking about cheerleading.
You brought up megaphones.
One day, I'm gonna learn not to ask follow-up questions. But it's my nature. I need to know.
You've never used a megaphone for anything?
No.
Not really.
I've been shouted out with a megaphone in a scenario.
Oh.
And I've been at our live show when usually women scream back at me.
Boy. Drunk women. Drunk women. Very drunk women.
And I'm just like, how is your voice so loud without a microphone, megaphone?
Yeah.
There's
Boy.
something about alcohol that does intensify the sound of their voices.
It does. It does. It makes them. It also something about alcohol, especially in women. It allows them to pitch their voice in the most resonant part of their head. So she's like, "Hi, Sherry," and normally when they're not drunk, they're like this. "Hi, how is everyone?"
Yeah. Maybe it just loosens them up. I think women should always do it.
I mean, we're loud drunks too. Let's be honest.
I don't know what you're saying. I'm loud all the time. So are you.
I don't know what you're saying.
I'm fine with women and men being as loud as they want to, just not when I'm talking on stage and you're paying to see me. Shut the fuck up.
I agree. I'm not like Miranda Lambert. You can take a selfie. I don't care about that. But just don't talk.
I agree.
I
It's
disagree
rude.
when she did that. I'm like, if people paid a front
I
row seat, and
don't
they
know if
wanna
we need to
take
weigh
a-
in on this.
They want to take a selfie. Okay. If you have concerns about it, bring it to me personally. Not to Poodle.
Christian
I'll
and
help you
Cleo,
out.
I'd really love to get back to talking to them.
Okay.
So basically, she's heading back to the Airbnb with Jane, her friend, and says Christian lied to producers about the sex, the intimacy we had, and then Christian basically says she asked me if she told me I was a manipulator and asked me if I was a psychopath. Now, I can see how those questions, who I've said before, thinks he's a nice guy, sent him into an absolute spiral. Because he sees himself as a nice guy. Why would I do anything to hurt anyone?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I can see her saying things to weaponize him, asking, not thinking about, would this bother him? Saying, are you a psychopath? Because it's in her mind, in her autism, will tell her, these are the things I've read about. Are you a psychopath?
Mm-hmm.
She's asking that in an honest way. Mm-hmm. Well, you were acting like that, so I must ask if you're a psychopath. And
boy, though, he got real defensive.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
Anyway, he comes in, and I want to take back what I said about last week, that I didn't think anything could be solved with inviting her friend. And I know why the friend had to come, because she didn't feel comfortable. But I was right in that he completely shut down and got super defensive.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to help her.
No, well, none of us were shocked.
But I'm glad she did bring her. And because she needed emotional support. So Cleo says, last night we were intimate and the next day you lied about it. So she is stating, it seems like fact, and he is not arguing with her about it.
He doesn't argue with her.
So
I'm going to turn towards you.
What I'm asking is, he says, I was double checking with you when I called because I thought you might not be saying anything about last night because I thought you might be uncomfortable. What do you think? Where is the truth? Is he speaking truth? Are both of them saying what their experiences were?
I don't know if we've seen enough of the relationship. The big part of me, but the person that wants to defend trans people. So I just going to call what I have that bias already watching it. I want to be like, fuck him. You were not trying to, she told you once, listen to her.
What did she tell him?
What she said, I texted you that it was fine to talk about. Right. I was okay with it. Listen to her. She's not doubting herself. That said, in the little bit we've gotten to know Cleo, she's not the most confident person.
Right.
And gets inhibited a lot. And so I could also see him checking in with her to make sure of that.
And just
what do you think?
What it was what sent her spiraling was him saying, I'm just wanting to know what you were telling the producers, because she took that as, this is someone who's afraid of not being with a trans person. Mm-hmm. So he was probably, I don't know his motivation. He said he was trying to check in, and what I'm saying is, definitely he's defensive. Is there part of him that is nervous about saying that he had sex with a trans person on television? For sure there is.
But I think he's way more nervous about being called a psychopath.
And being the bad guy.
And being a bad guy on television.
Yes, 100%.
That's what I feel like that is what I felt like. More than making sure she's okay, it felt like his main motivation was making sure
100%.
Yeah.
And I feel like all of what he was trying to do was save face and try to be the good guy on television. Do I think part of it was because he had sex with a trans person? Mm-hmm. No. I think that's a part of it, but I think the main thing was the idea that he would look like the bad guy in this televised statement.
Yeah.
I think it all gets there. Now, what drove me crazy, and I still think he's a complete and utter piece of shit that needs to be thrown into the bin, the 90-day bin and the 90-day burn pile, when he said how he felt and she apologized.
Again, you see what happens in the world of women apologizing for
how they've
feelings.
hurt fragile men.
Yeah. Like, that's funny. And where you're like, burn and throw him, I'm kind of like, I think I'm just my basically my tolerance for men on these reality shows we watch behaving well at all. I'm just kind of like, he's not as bad as the others, and that's what a lot of men do anyway. Just pass the buck and make the woman feel crazy and gaslight. Like, I'm agreeing with what you're saying that like throw him away, but I'm just saying that probably a lot of us watch this and say like, not what's the big deal, but more kind of like
par for the
just
course.
another one. Just another one.
That's why
kind of how I feel.
That's why I say throw them on the burn pile. It's just another one.
Yeah,
that's
just
the
like,
expression.
all right. I feel like I'm at a bartender. Just, when people enter and they click, just click. A counter.
People bartender?
When you're a bouncer.
Oh,
in
a
bar,
bouncer. Okay.
I know you have a clicker. I've seen it on your bedside table.
It's a turnstile.
Yeah, don't even act like it.
So, what do you think about when he says, I don't care what society thinks, and I don't feel bad about our intimacy?
It's hard for me to believe that from the way you've treated her this whole time.
If you
were deeply, I believe Razvan a lot more about 100%. His feelings. Even though
Razvan is the most honest person on this show.
Well, we've had sissies that have come for us in his messages that disagree. But from what we've seen on the show, he does seem, whereas Christian, I'm just like, your actions aren't matching your words.
This is to be the cool good guy, a respecter of women. Mm-hmm. That's who this guy is going on the show. I said before, he is doing this to collect experiences. The world is his place to explore. The world is his sandbox to poop and shit and wherever he wants to, and pee.
You want me to pee on you?
Golden shower. So later on, Jane, by the way, has left, and this is the only time.
That's the opinion I trust. It's her friend, Jane.
Yeah. This is the only time when he can kind of get her back on his side, and he says, "Let's see if we can start again."
He asked Jane to leave.
Yeah,
we need to preface this. Jane doesn't. He asked Jane to leave because
she does not want to.
He feels ganged up on.
That's what he says.
Yes, he feels ganged up on and attacked.
Because he is so fragile. His feelings are so fragile.
Yeah.
He can't be the bad guy. It's too much for him to tolerate.
It is.
And
so, go ahead. Now it's just those two talking.
They hug. He kisses her. He's like, and he talks to Jane later. I want to refresh her with us. Can we hang out again? So again, he's trying to be everyone's friend, everyone's good time boy.
Well, again, it's action. The things that he say, like, Cleo said, I did not say you're a psychopath. I said you did psychopathic things. And Christian started saying things like, well, I'm not going to be in a relationship with somebody who hurls things at me like this. So already threatening. And then he said, and now you're questioning me when I'm telling the truth. You're not believing me. So the terms he says, it's kind of what when they make up and then Jane leaves and Jane tells her, she was like, I felt like he was defensive and attacking. And what was really well put that she said, I don't have a good feeling about this because that's not how you talk to a person you care about.
Yeah.
And that is what could there have been some truth in what he was saying, that he was just possibly, but the way he went about speaking to her, y'all, that's 70% of it. It's not what your partner is telling you, it's how they are telling you.
And also the way he was saying it was basically trying to say he wasn't asking her about how she felt.
He didn't validate any of her feelings.
He only wanted to explain himself and didn't really care about how she felt about
because if someone I loved and they said, I felt like you were denying that we had sex, and I would say, oh, honey, I'm so sorry you felt that way. Yeah. That was when we were intimate last night, that was so blah, blah, blah.
You're just validating her experience.
Like the way Razvan talks about it. Like, we felt connected and all that. I want to marry Razvan, by the way. If he and Amanda break up,
I want to go back.
If you're here for a green card, I'm available.
You were so skeptical of him on the first episode.
I was. Well, come on.
I kind of
Matt
wasn't.
Gary,
no,
roll that footage.
You can roll back the tape. I promise you. You're incorrect here. I was like, he might, but I kind of feel something genuine. I did say that.
Yeah, so there's going to be some sissies that are going to message us and say no because they are emailing us tea. But from what we've seen.
But I'm saying what I said
yeah.
on that. I agree.
Jade is a good friend.
Jane.
That's what I said. Jane is a good friend.
I thought you said Jade.
No, Jane.
Okay. That was your tongue saying.
Jane.
Extra D. Is it time? Let's do Statler and Dempsey.
Yeah, I'd rather do that.
And then we'll do Big Brother.
There's not too. Okay, I'm backtracking what I said. I said that this relationship was DOA because I worried about all the pressure and stuff. I feel like after this episode, I think they could work it out. Or at least have some type
How
of like...
so?
Because Dempsey was so touched by what Statler did.
Yeah.
And y'all, Statler makes things awkward because she'll say just the obvious, and it's kind of like she doesn't have the filter, and she comes on as too much. But I just feel like Dempsey was so touched by the scavenger hunt, which was really sweet.
Yeah.
I actually didn't even think the scavenger
hunt... It had
hunt,
rhyming phrases.
I actually didn't think it was overkill. It wasn't like a 5-hour scavenger hunt. It was 3 things.
It was very romantic.
I thought it was super romantic, and everything that she did was just...
She did rhyme with like nose with marshmallows, which I didn't love, but that's okay. It's you tried, Statler.
I liked it. Although I don't think they were eating s'mores with graham crackers.
They looked like just biscuits.
Like biscuits?
Yeah.
Which would not be the same.
I don't know if you can find actual honey grams in the UK. Someone will scream at me and say, yes, you can.
Oh, my God. Well, how do you have s'mores?
I think s'mores is a very American thing.
Really?
Yes.
You're saying there's people in the world that don't know what a s'more is?
I'm saying that.
I feel so sorry. Y'all.
I think they're American.
Where you think about cake, s'mores are probably one of my favorite things.
So strange because s'mores,
and I hate camping.
S'mores is a camping thing.
Hate camping.
So
hate it.
When did you have s'mores?
At a fire pit in someone's backyard. Yeah. Well, no, we had s'mores when we went. When I went camping one time in Cub Scouts for St. Mary's from a church.
Yeah.
We had s'mores then, and then we would have s'mores. Well, actually, a lot of people actually would have, you probably had this, when people have parties like in high school and stuff at their house, and like their parents would set up a bonfire or something like that.
Yeah.
So we would have s'mores at that and stuff in high school.
Oh, we would drink.
Well, yeah, we would too.
But we didn't have s'mores. That was
I guess more middle school.
Yeah.
Because parents would do the party for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where, like, back in just out.
I had already moved on. We were talking about Victorian novels by the fire.
I have a feeling I went to more parties than you did.
Maybe.
But so that's where you didn't camp a lot either as a child, right?
I did, but we didn't.
Oh, sorry, my phone's buzzing. What?
Do not disturb.
It's on Do Not Disturb.
Maybe put your phone somewhere else.
Oh, I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb.
You always do that.
No, I didn't. It's on work now.
You know when you said we don't go through this every single time.
We don't. Just
every
this week.
time.
It's a 217 number. Where's that from?
Not relevant.
Anyway.
S'mores seem to complex for us. There's a lot of things to bring. You just brought dessert.
What
you didn't make it.
Eat
candy or something like that. S'mores has so many steps. You know what we would do? We would just eat marshmallows, roast marshmallows. We wouldn't add the chocolate and the graham crackers.
Your mom wouldn't let you have a lot of s'mores, would she?
Maybe that's why.
Poodle, if I ever have a home with a fire pit, I'll have you over and
They're too sweet for me.
And I'll give you a gummy. You'll eat it.
Maybe if You know what? Maybe if the chocolate was dark chocolate.
That's actually my favorite.
And
we're going on
and
too
not
long about
so sweet.
But sissies, somebody in the Facebook group, make a s'more recipe thread and tag me because I want to see it.
But I think like either a salted chocolate that wasn't
I love a
so
salted
sweet.
chocolate. I've even done before, like if you wanted like the chocolate with a little bit of the orange is really nice. Like, oh.
I find that chocolate has a sheen on it and I don't enjoy it.
Not if you get the lint.
Maybe. But I that's my problem. It's too sweet. So maybe if I had a chocolate that wasn't as sweet, I would enjoy a s'more more.
No, that's why you
this
get
is so boring. Anyway,
Statler, and this is where Statler said on social media, "Yeah, I love these guys. Sometimes they're talking, and I wonder how the fuck did we get here."
Me too, Statler.
So that's where I feel like. I thought it was. What did you think of this proposal? She gets to the proposal and then
not a proposal
or not proposal. She gets to the
non-proposal.
The non-proposal. Statler just fucking chugs her alcoholic drink.
You know what? I liked it when she said, "Feel free to open your gifts that aren't bugs." Here's the difference in this scenario, and maybe it's because it's two women. I don't feel threatened in any time. I don't feel unsafe for anyone, which is very different how I feel sometimes in situations when a man is coming on too strong to a woman.
Oh, yeah.
I don't feel unsafe.
Yeah.
And a lot of people ask what the difference is, and I do want to talk about the difference is some people have called this sex tourism. And I want to really be specific about that. Sex tourism involves an economic disparity and usually a wealth disparity, and usually some type of power and privilege.
Yeah.
And so I think using sex tourism is just not appropriate here. It's not accurate. So if people are commenting on that, I just don't think that's appropriate. And also there are countries where there's sex tourism where Colombia, the Philippines, Thailand.
Statler has a type.
Yeah.
So could it be seen as fetishization?
Yes.
Possibly. Yes. We don't know.
And I do think is it kind of creepy?
But that also can be complicit.
Yeah.
Like I've been with guys who full on tell me that like they're just into me because I have red hair.
Yep.
That's fine.
I'm
into you because you've got an 8-inch dick. This works.
I wonder if you would ever say if I wasn't natural and they'd leave.
But I am natural. I'm so confused.
If it know that you can't would that, or would they say it doesn't matter as long as the visual's there?
What? No, it is. The box says natural.
But I'm saying I wonder if they need it to be authentic.
It is authentic.
Never mind.
I don't know what you're saying.
Anyway, what I'm saying here is,
but no, yeah, I get it.
These two women are on equal grounds economically. It seems.
Well, maybe Dempsey a little bit more than Statler, but I just thought it was so. There's like, I like Statler because she's like freaky deaky sex into like weird sex stuff, but then also there's like this innocence to her, or just this. I don't mean this in a bad way. Just like I just appreciate how
without guile.
Yeah, and
even
the
though
simplicity,
she is trying to live with her, but
the simplicity of the way she puts things.
Yeah, she's not trying to. I feel like she's not trying to trick Dempsey.
No.
Yeah.
No, because they had talked. To be honest, if you look at this, at least from what they had talked about moving in together before, both when they were having conversations over the pond.
Yeah.
So it kind of actually is Dempsey that is backtracking a little bit on the plan, isn't she?
I think that's a good point. So Statler says, "My feelings for you have increased, so I love you." She drops the L-bomb.
And Dempsey says, "I love you also." And then Statler says, it's so cute. She says, "Wow, that's really romantic." That is really,
But like,
really Really romantic.
That's really romantic. That's really romantic. Wow.
I loved it.
I think she's kind of like, and at one point, and she's like, so I have a month left of my lease, and maybe I'll move to England with you. And Dempsey's like, ooh, maybe you get your own place. And I have to agree with Statler here.
It would be a lot for her to move, get her own place. Also, not to fully stereotype, but
U-Haul is here.
These are lesbians. All of you guys, I can say this with 100% certainty. I'm thinking of just 4 good lesbian friends that I have right now.
Same.
All of them would move to another country and live with Dempsey.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Without
That's why
fail.
I have my bed. My lesbian friend moved to Europe to chase her girlfriend. It's as plain as the dick in my mouth.
That's a Tempur-Pedic.
I know.
I didn't know that was the reason.
She needed to go move in with her girlfriend, who she'd known for 8 months. It's what the girls do.
It's what they do, y'all. If you want to know how it works, watch Ultimatum Queer Love.
God,
that was good.
And so, do I think this is too fast? Of course.
Yes, this is 90 Day Fiancé.
Do I think that they could use some more time? Of course.
Yes, this is 90 Day Fiancé.
It doesn't, but does it make really good TV? Yes.
Yes, this is 90 Day Fiancé.
There you are.
It makes great TV. So,
and we do hear this thing at the end. I don't know if I buy this. It feels like a weird turn for Dempsey to take.
It was weird because it felt a little fraudastic just where Dempsey suddenly brought up, I don't know a lot about you. Have you been talking to anybody? And Statler's like, of course, Statler, who vomits out like sometimes when Statler talks, I'm like, don't say it all. Don't say it all. She's like, yeah, I've been talking to my ex. Yeah, she wanted me to go to a hotel.
I'm just waiting for her to say something really awful.
I know.
But she does say, I don't even know about your ex. And she's like, well, I talked to her and I told her she was coming and she wanted me to pick me up at the airport to get some closure. And I'm like, this is when you do leave out some things. But I will say, if someone is telling you everything, at least you're not waiting on them to tell you
it's true.
Lies.
Also, another thing, most lesbians I know are still friends with their exes.
Yep.
Unless they ended real bad. But like
ain't
with the
no
cops
drama
called. Like lesbian drama bad.
Mm-hmm. That's all I got.
All right, before we talk about Amanda and Razvan and maybe...
It's Poodle's BB Corner. It's the BB Fest.
I don't like that. Speaking of not great branding, that's not good.
It's BB time with Poodle.
Y'all, if you're a gay man...
BB only.
Or a bi or pan man and you text BB to another man, that means something very
It doesn't
different.
mean let's watch Big Brother tonight.
No, it doesn't.
It means leave the condoms at home.
Again, prep commercial right there. We need a contact prep.
Hey, Truvada.
All right.
So, y'all, this
Tell me
season,
what you got.
Let me just say this. I'm very happy I did not get on this season for a couple reasons.
Okay.
Number one, Izzy, the flute-playing lesbian, kind of looks like me.
Oh.
I feel like they would get us confused in the house. She has a short haircut. Kind of looks like me.
Do you play the flute too, or just?
I want a type of flute. I was gifted at it.
What do you mean? I don't want to add. This is like an Oklahoma.
When I took flute, we all had to take methods classes, and I played the woodwind methods.
Was this wait? Was this middle school, high school, college?
College.
Okay.
And as a comp major, we had to learn how to play every instrument, or at least how to be facile in every instrument. So my clarinet playing was okay. It's kind of like the easier woodwinds because the embouchures. But the flute playing, you almost have to have a physical embouchure. And I had a very good physical embouchure for the flute because I could go. And the teacher said, "You are a natural flute player." And my flute playing was quite good.
He didn't even know. That flute teacher, that flautist was a big old queen, right?
He was very asexual.
Kind of goes for a flautist. That makes sense.
My bassoon playing was shit, though.
Well, bassoon's really hard, isn't it?
It's all the double reeds are hard. But the flute I excelled in. And I took a couple of lessons that summer. And I was okay. But then I realized I didn't really need anything to make me more gay.
Yeah.
And I was told by my teacher, this only gets harder, so you probably need to practice. He also said it was a he. He was a big queen. And he's like, it would be nice if we could remember things and build on what we did from week to week. And I kind of like, I kind of need to quit, I think.
You didn't have time to be taking flute lessons?
I was busy.
Dude, I was busy. All right, talk about Big Brother.
Anyway, so the
Hot in here.
big reveal is that we have Sari. Oh, lovely. If you're not on the interim reporter, she just cracked open a fan.
A sissy made me a fan. It says, "I'm just a hole, sir." Look at this fan.
That's from gay porn. Anyway, so can you maybe not still focus?
Sorry, it just got hot in here.
Should I turn on the air?
No, it's fine.
So Sari, a player on Survivor and the Traitors, four-time player, legendary player in the game, has come into the game, and
to Big Brother.
Her son is actually in the cast, Jared. And I've said this before. Most of the cast are cartoons of people.
So they're just
I'm Bowie Jane and I'm a radio DJ from and I'm Australian, and one goes, "I'm Red. I'm a chillbilly," and it feels
so they're just leaning into not real people anymore.
Yes, and there's a girl named Blue who is an influencer. I'm Blue from New York.
So you do need to be on next season because your name won't be Jake. They'll just call you Poodle.
Yeah. Oh, I will just be Poodle, definitely. But no, everyone feels a little fake to me. And then there are normal people. And then there's a girl named Riley who is always like, "Oh my God, this is the best time ever in my life." And there's already a woman trying to make alliances first day. And it's just,
I love you. I love how weirdly excited you get about this weird shit.
There is some truly egregious gameplay going on.
If you're looking at his face in the intimate portrait,
I
this is
love
like
Big
a
Brother.
baby at Christmas.
So, anyway, first day, Izzy, the flute-playing lesbian, goes...
Not something I expected to hear on the podcast today.
Who says, "Don't worry." He's like, "But calm down, ladies, I'm taken." I love that about her. And she's kind of...
Got those brick wall jokes.
However, she's a moron.
Oh.
Because the first thing she says is she goes over to Jared and says, "Okay, I follow." He's like, "I know you're Cerise's son because I follow her on Instagram and I've seen you in pictures."
Oh. So you think that's a bad thing? You wouldn't have admitted that.
No, you use it later when you're in trouble.
Oh, why wouldn't you just want to tell him so you could be friends?
You would be terrible at this game. Now, I understand what she's doing. She's trying to get a kind of a firm alliance going quickly with two other people.
Okay.
But she's not. She is tempting fate with Sari. Because Sari's going to get that bitch out.
Because she's going to take care of her son.
But if I had the best secret in the house, which is two of these guests are not only aligned from the start, they are mother and son, I would hold that as long as I could until I knew till I was being evicted, and then I would.
Because he could evict her, so that way no one knows his secret.
He's not going to evict his mother.
No, Jared could evict Blue.
Izzy,
you
would be terrible at this. But
I'm actually.
I just think It is such a ridiculous bad strategy.
I see what you're saying now. Hold it. You don't reveal.
The most important thing you have in Big Brother is that you don't know anyone's motivations. If you know what motivations are, if you know secrets, that is the most important thing you can have. If you know secret alliances and you keep them close to your chest. And then you might have one person you go to the mat with and you tell them. And then you're like, we got to get them out of here because they are a dangerous alliance. I will say this. If I was in that house, I would get Cirie and Jared out of there immediately. They're dangerous. Cirie's an amazing player. No shame in the game. Get her out.
Yeah.
And I will say the last thing here. No one else really interests me in the house.
Nobody
right
you
now.
would fuck.
They're not a whole bunch of meatheads like this time. There's a hot gay guy who's in his 50s.
Oh,
He's hot. Muscly. And a guy just got kicked out today for saying the N-word.
okay.
So that's it.
There's a reality TV. There we go.
I'll have more to say about that later on Poodle's BB Corner. Wow. Where it's all BB all the time.
Wait a minute. Didn't your mom have a dog named BB?
Yes, for a while.
Because I remember
Queen Beatrice.
What didn't she have that dog when you were in your coma?
Yes, and
Because when she came here, she'd say it like this. Well, I gotta call my friend, check on BB.
because BB, when my mother left BB, she barely ate anything,
Yes.
and my father had to hand feed her.
Father Pooh's got to get back to South Carolina, feed BB. That's what she said. And then I'll never forget when he finally left. And I said, and I saw her. We would have like lunch, or I'd meet her at the hospital or whatever. And
She'd be on her third
Mother Poodle will probably
third
tell
glass
you
of
that when
Sutter
she was in
home.
LA, I was her best friend, and now she wouldn't talk to me probably. But no, she wouldn't. She loves me. But I remember the first day I was like, well. You doing okay that Father's Poodle's gone? Oh, God, so much better now. I can finally do stuff. And I just went.
That's not
Okay.
changed. Anyway, I'll be doing more BB corners, more BB action.
I enjoy that mainly because I think I get a little bored by like a lot of Survivor. Those type of shows, just normal people like. You know what it is? There's something that harkens back to sports, and that's a trigger for me.
There's a lot of freaks on this season.
But with cartoon, like just cartoon characters, I would be more into that.
There's a kid who's like he looks like a little nerd, but he's the public speaker who was taken into. They've gilded the lily so much they've made it like 4 other Big Brother metaverses combined. So it feels like there's going to be other people from past seasons coming back, and it's kind of like an orgy where there's so many people and there's just dicks coming at you, and there's too many things.
To dream,
Not many familiar.
the
Not familiar.
impossible dream. It'd be nice. I just want to be in a butt cake right now, where that way I'm
butt
just not
cake.
bothered.
Amanda and Razvan.
Ooh, he could be in one. You guys, this is how this guy funds his thing. Start an OnlyFans. I'd subscribe.
His body's ridiculous.
Did you see that workout video?
One of the hottest 90 Day Fiancé guys ever.
And a beautiful crier.
Gorgeous.
Oh.
Now,
Sissies have sent us some messages. I don't know if it's true or not.
I know one person has. Have more?
I've gotten 2.
Okay.
That said, basically that like he'll do anything to get to America. Basically,
Okay. He's just a good actor.
He's a good actor, and I only bring that up because Amanda did say like, I feel like when he comes to the U.S., he just wants to pursue his dreams, and that's all he wants to do. I think there could be truth in that. I don't know.
Well, he chose someone who was a lot worse than him on camera.
He did. That is. I said, yeah, that's true. All right.
So he's laying in bed. I'm exhausted after last night because y'all, they fucked. And here's the thing. This is a textbook poodle move. If someone were to accuse me of having a toxic relationship and I had not slept with a guy, first of all, that would have never happened. But if someone had accused me of having a toxic relationship, the first thing I would do is fuck the guy.
That's true, especially having fucked because she wants to nail down his trust.
This is more transparent than me.
And that's pretty. I mean, you're sitting with your food.
Yeah, it's pretty see-through.
With threads hanging down from your toes.
I don't know why.
I don't know why.
Looking at my feet. Ooh.
Yeah, can they see them? Oh,
Yeah.
they can. There's going to be some sissies finger banging themselves. No, that's fine. Hey, I just want to say this. Where were you? I was having a cup of coffee this morning, just going about my day. And then just to see Razvan with his beautiful eyes and his long eyelashes just... Yeah, he looked up at Amanda, but it was like as if my face was superimposed. And he looked up at me and said, "Want another ride?" And I went somewhere.
You went...
Yeah. When he said that was hot.
It was hot.
Whoa.
So...
Damn.
So now he's completely fuck drunk this morning.
He is.
They fucked all night long. He's like, so today I'm going to take you to the castle of Dracula. And she's like, I don't think this is very romantic. And I was like, I do.
Oh, God.
Y'all know I love a vampire story.
You love a vampire story.
And he's like, I will bite you and you'll be a vampire. And I wrote, bite me, Razvan. Bite me.
No,
bite
so
me now.
that's where you went out of your body.
Oh, y'all. Give me a vampire erotic thriller.
I'm serious at this point. What else am I doing? I don't want to be with anyone. If he wants to marry me, sure. Why not? I'd get him over here.
Anyway.
So they go to Bazvov.
And...
Oh, he did postpone the video shoot. This was in a flashback. But he thought, we don't have a lot of time here. And also he recognized that Amanda going to be crazy about it.
Right. And also, she's like, Dracula's castle isn't very romantic to me. I'm like, it is to me. Later on, we go to the torture chamber and in the interrogation seat.
Which, again, this slut didn't bat an eye. Nah.
I was like, oh, that's a nice torture chair.
Yeah. Poodles.
Did you get that? What is that, an 8-incher?
Dracula ain't got nothing on Poodle's playpen.
Child's play.
Y'all, you think there's only one Whole Foods bag full of shit? There's a multitude.
It's a whole closet. And then he's like, I'll try to get an answer. So when do you want to tell your kids? Now, what would happen here is, did I feel like...
You kind of glossed over that. I just want to say it because he asked her, he said, when are you going to tell our kids about us?
To tell your kids, yeah.
Tell your kids about us and our relationship. I just want to ask you a question. Haven't they been FaceTiming with him? Didn't we see them talking to him over
but it's just Mama's
in
friend.
Prayer Blanketville?
Yeah. Daddy's Boxland.
But still, they know him. This is not a complete stranger.
Yeah.
Okay. And also, children aren't stupid. Mommy FaceTimes.
They already know. They are in asking, are you and Razvan going to sleep in the same bed?
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
kids know.
Sitting there with holding Daddy's box.
Yeah.
Asking that.
The kids know.
Daddy's box.
And this is the problem.
Knew you were fucking Razvan.
Here's the issue, though. She won't say, I can't tell you when I'm ready to have you visit. She will use her kids.
I wrote weaponize. That's what she continues to do all along. When again, y'all, she said, it honestly, the move she's pulling is Christian with Christian and Cleo. She's not saying what she really wants.
Right.
Instead of saying, this is too much for me, this is too fast, or
right.
I'm not into you. She's using her children because remember, y'all, she told her sister, I hope I get engaged when I go over there.
It's all magical thinking.
So for her to want to come up, that is what she's been telling everyone at home she wants.
Right. Agree. And then she said, well, when will we know? When will we know when they're ready? And he's like, what will you do if they say they don't want to see me? And she's like, we'll have to see.
Also, it's very much the same actually with Cleo and Christian. Razvan's talking to her in a calm tone. She immediately raises her voice and gets defensive and starts not yelling but speaking loudly at him.
Yeah.
The way Christian did to Cleo. Like the way that's why I don't believe he's in this for a con. He spoke to her like someone who actually cares about her.
I think he does. And I think I'm going to go to drink. And I think you said we have an interview.
Oh, God. I was hoping you'd forget.
I'll be right back.
Y'all, we've got a special guest. Oh, wow. Oh, no. I hope there's not props. Great. Y'all,
There's not.
we've got a special guest today that just to give us some insight on Amanda and Razvan, please welcome. Oh, no.
It is I, Count Cocula. Ho, 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 ho,
Welcome
ho, ho,
to the
ho,
show,
ho.
everybody. Not Count Dracula, but his
Count
lesser-known
Cocula.
gay younger brother, Count Cocula.
Could you please play some sounds of spooky music to let me know where I may talk to you?
Christina, just play the Monster Mash. That's the same thing.
That is not a sanctioned piece
That's the voice
by
you're
Count Cocula.
Count Cocula, thank you for being here today.
Thank you. I am
hope you didn't-
actually the neighbor of Count Dracula.
Oh, I thought you were brother. You're a neighbor.
That is no. You misheard.
Okay, thank you for
Local
yes-anding
Western
me.
people.
Thank you for
You misunderstand
yes-anding.
me. Count Cocula does not know yes and.
Yeah. So you're the brother.
I
the
am neighbor.
neighbor.
I
so
know
you don't live in
Lord.
you don't live in a castle like Dracula.
No,
What
I am
do
in
you
the
live
double
in?
wide.
Oh.
Next to
Okay, a double-
very
trailer
nicely.
house.
I'm not familiar with term,
Okay.
but I saw everything that happened.
I love that cape that you brought.
Yes,
Did you
it is
fly
a
here by
shawl.
plane or did you become
Do
a
you
bat?
not know? I will. You will not question Count Cocula's secrets.
Okay, so
Yes, I
But-
saw everything.
so what did you think of this conversation in the torture
With
chamber?
beautiful Romanian men. Oh, Count Cocula have a much more elaborate torture chamber.
Well, okay, so what do you think about Razvan?
I saw her give him not one dirty look,
Oh, Jesus.
2 dirty looks,
So sorry.
3 dirty looks.
She gave him 3 dirty
Yes,
looks. Yes, okay.
she did.
Yeah, good counting.
And in that, I saw him get 1 boner, 2 boner, and then Count Cocula passed out.
Oh, and then
because
you
it's a
pepper.
large penis.
It's a large. Oh, it's a large.
And I want to suck your penis, Razvan, if you're listening. Children of the night, what sweet music they make. La la la, la 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 la.
Wow, didn't know Kylie Minogue. Huh? Is that your favorite?
Who?
Are you into Padam right now?
Padam?
Yeah,
Padam?
Padam.
I don't know. Who is this Kylie Minogue?
Oh,
you
okay.
speak
You
of?
have your own music.
I only listen to Moria Borskigoda.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
what do you think of Razvan as a person?
He is quite delectable. I can see the veins in his neck pulsate.
Yeah, I bet
When
there's
I
veins
look.
everywhere.
Yes,
And-
possibly. They speak to me.
Do you think he's a?
Count Cocula, Count Cocula, Count Cocula.
And
I get 1 erection. 2 wet dreams. Anyway, the long and the short
So
of
what
it
do you
is,
think about her, though?
she's a bitch. She's a cold bitch. And I'm a fucking vampire. I'm very cold. She's a bitch.
She is.
You know, I'm tired of this. I think I'm gonna fly away now.
Okay.
Hey, boy. Hey,
No,
boy.
we'll have that. No,
Hey, boy.
we'll have that. We don't have time for you.
Okay, I want to go back.
Bye.
Ooh,
Bye, Wuhan Bat.
Razvan, you're hot. Hey,
Bye.
boy.
Thank you.
All right, I'll go away now.
Poodle, come back. Poodle, come back.
That's dedication.
Wow.
Why am I all of a sudden put in my shawl?
I don't know how you're in your shawl.
That
Wow.
was a weird trip.
Someone's going to watch Sesame Street, and it's ruined now. Just ruined. Poor Frank the intern that had to listen to that.
Anyway, all you need to know is that
Well, they had a fight. They had a fight.
They had a fight. Amanda broke up with him.
Finally, because the producer asked Amanda what's going on. They kind of intercut, and she was like, I was just feeling like we're different. Y'all, she is so... If you listen to him, he speaks about her.
Talk about
and his
distance.
feelings for her. She is like a fucking ping pong ball.
Yep.
In like one of those money machines in Vegas. Just fucking
She's
everywhere.
like, we had a fight last night, and she's putting on makeup, which
Yeah.
this is so, to me, like Evita at the beginning, like putting on makeup, like she's done what she's needed to do.
I asked him, like, I don't know, is he coming to the U.S.? She's like, I don't even know what we want. Like, do I look at him and I think he's something that I don't
A
know
man
and I'm not
should
over?
care
Is
about
he
his
over this?
family.
Is it? She's just like all these different tangents.
And then he says, well, he's sitting at like some park devastated. He's like, then she started talking about things like how Jason, if she needed something from Jason, he would just have it for me and provide for me, and she never had to ask for anything.
He has no chance. He's never going to be that.
She is sabotaging it because it is now getting dangerous for her.
She has put the husband that died from quick cancer that she cheated on with Razvan,
Yeah.
mind you,
On a pedestal.
Who
Who can never be dethroned.
Never be dethroned. And I think this is 100% about she feels guilty for having an emotional affair on
Yep.
her. This is not about his death. This is about her feeling bad and shame.
Yep.
And she wants to wash her hands of it.
And it's getting too close for comfort where she's actually having to make a decision. It's getting
Yes.
real.
Oh. The biggest thing, which I actually thought this was a bit of a failure of production because they only did it as a flashback. Y'all, his tourist visa was approved.
Yep.
They literally just showed it.
That was
But
it.
That they should have made that a big moment because that, I guarantee you, is when the change, because he called her bluff.
And then it became, I said this a couple of shows before, the reason why she doesn't want him there is it ruins her imaginary Romanian fantasy. Mm-hmm. Where she can have her life and have her fantasy in Romania.
And she doesn't have to actually be vulnerable with a real man in her own hometown.
Yes.
Because her family's starting to ask her.
Yes.
Because she doesn't. She can be single for fucking 20 years if she wants. But where we're from, we know how they are. They're gonna say, "Man, when you gonna get a man to help raise your kids?"
She can talk about her boyfriend in Romania,
and then it keeps all those people at bay. We know because game recognizes game.
Game recognizes
when Poodle
game.
talked about his girlfriend in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Or my girlfriend in Puerto Rico.
And then she basically says, I don't know. She's putting on her makeup. Did I get in a relationship with Razvan too quickly? I don't know. Did I? And he's like, I don't know if Razvan knows how to deal with someone who has open wounds and a widowed woman.
Just
how dare you question him here? You don't have the ability.
I really want to suck his dick. Was that allowed?
Yeah.
You don't?
I think this is a special
I
kind
also
of...
just want to love him. He's getting shit on.
I think this is a special kind of cruelty to play with someone who you have no intention.
Well, I will say, there's two parts of it. There is a hurt people. So she is hurt. But at this point, I think she's in the cast of 90 Day Fiancé right now. Before the 90 days, I think she's more aware of what she's doing.
Very aware.
More aware of what she's doing to him than any other cast member on
Yep.
even more than Christian. With I don't
Agree.
think Christian's fully aware of what because it's so ingrained.
Right. No, I think it seems more sinister what she's doing. And he even says, maybe she's not ready to be committed and maybe I'm not what she needs. And then the saddest moment of this show, even sadder than Tyray leaving in a car, y'all, after meeting a woman whose photos were sent to him to be catfished and saying, I want you to visit me in California. and she just wanted to go to her nail appointment. And he said, in the right relationship, you don't feel like there's something wrong with you. And this is the way I feel. And it broke my heart.
I'll make you feel special, Razvan.
That's the show.
That's the show. This one, boy.
Do you think this is over?
The show, hopefully.
Their story.
We've been talking for an hour.
Their story.
Oh. No.
Do you think it's repairable? Do you think this relationship is repairable? Reparable?
Yes, because sadly she still has the power in the relationship.
Yes, that's the worst thing.
She has the power in the relationship. Not because she lives in the U.S., because he's more in love with her than she is him. And y'all, the person who has the power in the relationship is the one that cares about the other person the least.
Ooh, you're right.
That's
why I always have the power.
That's true for any relationship. I don't care if you've been together 20 years. Boy, sorry, I probably just made a couple of you just like...
That cuts deep.
We need to go. I need to go beat off to Razvan. Let's do this. All right, everybody. Thank you for doing this. Episode really was kind of like... Not even like the game of life, because that actually goes on a path. This episode meandered just anywhere and everywhere, and I enjoyed it.
Just despair.
If you're still listening, what's wrong with you?
You're sick.
You're sick.
Welcome.
And if you're sick, you should join the Sissy Squad.
Yes,
we got 10,000 members in there.
Bunch of sickies in there.
We have fun in there, y'all. It's our private Facebook group. Join that. Find us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Threads. We're on Threads, which I actually like. I like
Not
Threads.
Twitter, X now.
We're still on Twitter. I don't know for how long. It's getting... I don't know how much more I can deal with it. So...
You're never on it.
No, I just use Twitter for porn.
Yeah.
That's where you get free
great
porn,
porn.
y'all. You get free porn on Twitter, but don't use it. But you get free porn, but don't use it. Find us on all of those. Also, leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you leave 5-star review. If you don't know what to say, what do you say,
Keep
Poos?
going, Queens.
Keep going,
KGQ.
Queens. Hey, shout out to, it's kind of middle August now. Shout out to our teacher sissies, our educator award, not just teacher, education awards. And our parents. It is a back to school time. We know it is happening. Someone usually around this time posts a thread in the Sissy Squad of their kids' back to school pictures.
I already fixed that.
I love that.
No, you didn't see what I put.
I did see that post of that gremlin.
It's just the fucking gremlins. Like, now you're post pictures of your ugly ass kids going back to school.
You did that. I love it. I love to see it. But
and I think they're all gremlins.
But for y'all that are doing school, we hope that some of you parents
for you.
We're praying for you. We're praying. The parents are happy getting rid of their kids, and the teachers are, getting their kids.
Yeah.
So anyway, hope you all moderate through it or go through it the best. We love you very much. All right, everybody. We call these people lonely hearts because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places?
Yes. And if you have ever beat your Transylvanian steak through heart through your window staring at a man in a torture chamber, call us.
You got there.